Warning, I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. I recommend moving into those hills.
Video gamers across the country are anxiously awaiting the midnight release of a game called Halo 2.
45 minutes and counting for Halo 2 to go on sale.
Everyone here tonight will join Halo fans all over the world to make the launch of Halo 3 the biggest day in entertainment history.
As it is right now, it needs a lot of work. Halo 4 is the worst Halo of all time.
We had an entire franchise with established enemies and weapons and an established art style, and 343 just undid all of it.
Halo Infinite is dead. It is a shell of a game that it could have been.
Halo has been in a weird state. For how long it's gone through the absolute best times a game can experience, but also the very worst that anyone could ever witness. To see something so high fall so terribly hard, you must realize there's going to be people that will stick by what they loved until the very end. A game like Halo earned a person's loyalty through what can be some of life's simplest joys.
Look at that, look at that. Good job, Dad.
They carved out permanent memories with friends and family, allowed bonds to be made in places that weren't possible before. It told a historical story. And I'm not talking about the campaign. I'm talking about the Halo story, the impact it had on society and what it did for people. During its peak, I'd argue it's one of the best investments you could have made because of the value you could gain from it. What I see a lot of nowadays is the split communities consisting of either die-hard Halo fans or the newer ones that are all for moving on. And since the moving on to newer titles and content hasn't been going so well, I think it's fair to ask, why do lots of Halo fans hang on dearly to the past?
Oh, you killed me, didn't you, Dan? You son of a bitch!
Shit, no!
For a lot of us, it felt like everyone was playing Halo. At the very least, everyone at least knew of it with how much of a name it was making for itself in the media and with their marketing. But facing facts is realizing most gamers nowadays haven't even touched Halo, or really know what it could possibly mean to someone like me. What is now mostly nostalgia that holds our most treasured memories in the franchise will most likely never be more than just that. That's something you can't really force onto the newer generation or get through to people's heads no matter how hard you try, because it's an emotional connection that you truly just have to be there for to share it with someone else. But if it's something for the past, and for people that are just getting older and older, why do longtime fans have to keep talking about it and trying to bring back those glory days? Why can't we just let it be? My reason for being so vocal is because the franchise decided to keep going, and with that, I'd keep going.
Yeah, you ain't killing me. You ain't killing me. Shit, fuck you. Donate! Oh my god, he's doing that!
This is what Halo looks like to me. This is what it's supposed to be all about.
Oh my god, those are my legs! Oh my god, yes!
People coming together, making some of the really bad days feel just a little less bad. Everyone has their stories with this franchise, what it's done for them, and the impact that has been left with them and leading them to videos like this. This is what I believe to be around the best times in gaming. But what does it matter anymore?
When the producers come over and pry our hands from the keyboard and say, okay, you can't touch it anymore, we've got to start manufacturing these discs, I think that's the point where we're going to have to stop, and that's going to be the end of it.
People are like, God damn, like it's so cool to fight the hunter, except then this grunt guy came over, and wouldn't it be cool like if he could jump up on the hunter's back and do this or that, or you know, whatever, and you're like, let's go do it.
Every day I see something brand new that it blows me away. I'm like, gosh, how did you guys do that? It's really neat stuff. It excites me, makes me do better work, makes all these other guys do better work. They're really excited about it.
The best part of working Halo 1 was at the end when the game is done. You come in and play the game, and that's your work. You come in and you actually beta test the game. And I'll just tell him that I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to see all the work that we've done, put it in the game and play it at the end of the game. It's gonna be awesome.
When I look into the documentary footage involving the process of making Halo, it really kind of inspires me and makes me want to be a part of that team. It's a group of people having fun in what they do, and fully believing in delivering a satisfying experience for us on all ends. How are they giving us a fully fledged campaign with 4-player co-op?
I believe you, Joe.
So today,
A stack full of multiplayer modes, a creative outlet to make whatever you wanted in Forge, a theater mode to store our most prized clips, and considerably one of the best gaming soundtracks of all time in one game in 2007. What game even brings all that on day one anymore? Looking at the environment of the original makers of Halo, and comparing it to the group nowadays, they just look like they're in two totally different worlds. Two totally different games with now two totally different fan bases.
I just don't want the actor to blow through the page and give me exactly what I want. I want the actor to go through the page, give me what I want, be inspired, and then launch off into some crazy realm.
Hello, I am 343 Guilty Spark. I am the monitor of Installation 04.
This will save me from the storm, but you will be consumed. The universe is full of cold, hard facts, and this is one of them.
Chief, we've got a problem.
I have come to kill you.
My eyes! Oh my! Where am I being taken?
The past does matter. In the years that Bungie was responsible for Halo, it left a mark on players, like a really big one. It brought us some of the biggest fans. It established foundations and brewed a successful formula. I will talk about the past highly because we failed somewhere along the way. At some point, Halo stopped being itself, and that gives reason to fans like me to voice our very vocal opinions. One example is the changing experience of our campaigns.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I will never forget the times of staying up entire nights just to play through the Halo campaigns with friends. Forgetting about multiplayer for right now, the campaign experience was more than just a story. It was its own arena of fun, regardless of it being a linear experience. You'd usually have your buddies on the couch next to you or some online pals. This was a time when story modes, co-op, and the gameplay itself was all still being a high priority. But even though we get a story that is serious and is quite impactful to the player, it isn't afraid to sacrifice some of that to create a fun experience while you learn more about what's going on. Think about it. Let's compare a Halo 2 campaign to a Halo 4 campaign. These were two campaigns with a story that were generally pretty well accepted. So where do the differences between the two come in? How about these guys?
Sir, I know you saw me standing here.
Well, at least I can always shoot myself.
Ow, sir! Ain't nothing we... Ah! Is this your way of extending the game? No regrets, boy. I know you have feelings for me, but we need to work this out at some other time.
Hey, I'm wearing your mom's bra.
When taking a step back and looking at the idea of having whimsical NPCs, you might think that it would hardly affect the experience. But remember, this is more than just a story experience. This is where a game becomes better than a movie or a book. Not only are we getting hand-fed cutscenes and subtle details about what's going on in our universe, but we're playing a game at the end of the day. It has to be fun and have its own charm. And one of the things that fills the world a lot is the characters.
Oh, you've got issue with me performance. Prefer we have rational adult conversation.
I want to see my Marines shooting dead bodies.
Does this mean I have to stop making fun of you? I ran out of grenades and accidentally threw my lunch.
And I want to hear them say something absolutely absurd here and there.
Now roll over, I want to make this even. And seriously, better luck next time.
Not what we get in a campaign like Halo 4 where they're all kind of generic and have nothing unique about them.
Stand near the crates, but don't ever move them.
Right. Right. If anybody even looks at the crates, that's a violation.
Oh yeah.
It's not just the NPCs, it's everything else, like an established art style, an established music theme. Halo Infinite definitely returned a lot of this closer to this form, but it's still far from getting that charm back. I just miss being able to do Halo things with buddies. I only ever feel inclined to play for the story, rather than to enjoy the campaign experience with a friend or two.
They have a Crayola crayon that is called that.
Yeah, I know. And then I eat it before, and then I put the crayon and my mom had to take me to the doctor.
During such a pivotal time in all of gaming, there was a connection being developed. Gamers weren't just pressing buttons and completing objectives anymore. No matter how satisfying the gameplay was, no matter how compelling the art style was, no matter how iconic the weapons were, none of that would have ever have gained the same fame without the social connections being made. Imagine no one talking, no one messaging, no theater mode, no split screen, no one raging, and especially no one laughing. Imagine it was only you playing, rarely any opportunities to meet anyone, the highest moments in the game with no one reacting to it. It suddenly becomes dull, and after a bit of time, it doesn't matter how well the game looks or plays, it will die so very quickly and never give reason for people to become so heavily attached to something that will eventually be of the past. But in those that experienced it, it will always continue to make an impact, continue to influence other creations, and in some way, always live on. This is what I think gives the biggest reason for Halo fans to have such a distaste for a game like Halo Infinite. In reality, a lot of what we loved is there. We have the art style and music theme back, some iconic weapons and even their style back, some classic maps in rotation, and a campaign with a little more charm in the NPCs and a decent story. While some of those aspects have its flaws and may never be as good as the older Halos, it still at some point has received some sort of praise from fans. But yet, the game gets hated on. Newer and older fans are beefing and don't understand where each other is coming from. And as of right now, we still haven't fully answered on why fans cling to the past. Remember Reach? Do you honestly remember the controversy behind this game? Sprint completely changing the flow of the game? Other new Spartan abilities ruining the experience from what we had in the original trilogy? A more washed out look compared to Halo 3? The last Bungie game. Yet maybe Bungie wasn't making this the perfect send-off after all. There is much controversy. And honestly, I think it compares a lot to the way Infinite was received with its gameplay and mechanics. And maybe that's a little hard to see or understand, because at the end of the day, Reach is highly praised and cherished. Despite all those opposing opinions from the fans of Halo 3, the game is memorable and seen in a very good light. The biggest difference maker between Reach and Infinite in my eyes is that social interaction. Forgetting about the flaws of Halo Reach, the one part where it didn't make a mistake was that social experience. That was still all upkept and crucial with instilling a good reflection when looking back at that game. Many memories were made and shared with the gaming world, and in the moment, you enjoyed yourself, and you knew if a moment was going to be one for the memory books. This may be different for you, but I look at Infinite and don't have many moments from it. Everything I've done has already faded away since first playing 2 years ago. It just felt like a game with a good story and decent gameplay. It felt like after watching the E3 trailers, that there was a chance to make something iconic once again, and for people to have flooding memories in the years to come after launch. But in the fun moments I do get from Halo Infinite, it still feels empty. I don't feel close enough to the game to be compelled to play it in my free time. Reach, flaws and all, and me even having a disliking for the direction they went in from Halo 3, I still loved. And I think that to the people of the game and being given the opportunity to be highly social in such an experience. I think we really underrate the power of socializing in video games. I don't think many people will ever remember Infinite in the same way they remember Reach because of the social capabilities alone.
Yeah, I'm keeping it to
And then you're not coming, you fucking
So why do Halo fans cling on to the past? I think the simplest answer in all of this is that we built something back there in that period of time, a very strong-willed community, and many nostalgic memories that we just want to see the opportunity for that to come again in such an experience. Halo used to be made to be a fun game, just as I believe it is today, but then to make it truly fulfilling, they needed one core ingredient that fueled everything the game stood behind, and that was the social presence. And I don't think that's lacking in just Halo. I think that's lacking in all of gaming. I think socialness is a lost art and hard to find nowadays in video games. And Halo was known to be one of the best at it, focusing so much effort onto that social experience. I believe that's what made it so fun when paired with the gameplay, but also what made players like me, and most likely you, get back onto that game every single day that you could. So while Halo has many things to define its charm, I think the biggest void is that huge empty feeling, making an online game like Halo feel so lifeless.
This is amazing.